Can you hear that? Can you hear that right there? Oh boy. I might have to cut this one a little short. I mean, that's the sound of a squeezy horn, which can only mean one thing around this neighborhood: elote. So, distilled in all of us, American men, from an early age, is the love of firearms. And from a young age, I mean, we are trained to have a love for these things. I mean, as a kid, Nerf guns, I mean, like most of your toys was a firearm toy. It's a training program. That's the grade of our military. On to our next point here. It all just kind of comes down to this. You've got to be able to protect the things that you care about most in life, which that's your possessions. That's the things that you have spent your whole life trying to gather up. It's just like a squirrel that's running around the ground, you know, with getting nuts. He's gonna need them things. He's not out there for sport, the thrill of the hunt. You have to protect the things that you have, and you can do that with a plethora of American-made firearms. I mean, just look at the Glock, American-made masterpiece. The thing is ugly and mean, and it just gets the job done. You say Beretta, I mean, these things were carried by the American police. You don't get more American than Beretta. And now, so the fun's about to start. We about to get the fun in full swing. We only go 100. Now, a few things you're gonna wanna make sure that you have before you get going here is of vital importance. I mean, you want to make sure that you can hear after you're done having fun. Okay, so now after that you're gonna need yourself a vest. Why a vest? Well, see here. Zippers, right? I mean, the last thing you want is to drop your ammunition. Hard to fire a weapon without ammunition. Brings us to this. I mean, this is the moment that you've all been waiting for, probably your entire life. Now this here, I mean, like you can get for dirt cheap at your local Walmart. I mean, just as clean as a whistle. It doesn't work like that. It's a firearm, not a toy. Now, it's a BB gun, and this is the classic. I mean, it don't get more American as a firearm than what is in my hands right here, especially because they sell it at your local Walmart. Wait for it. For $25. And now this is the Red Rider here. I mean, he got a horse on it, and he just a bugging. America. Make sure you give it a shake. I mean, like you want all the BBs to get right where they're supposed to be going, which is, you can see in this little hole right here, locked and loaded. Always make sure to keep your knees bent, about like that. And you want to have a perfect snake, you know, like your back and your spinal cord. I mean, like you want to try as hard as you can to get a perfect snake, or even maybe a swan. I mean, it's all based on your build. Now, you want to make sure you get yourself wide stands and you get that out there. Always make sure to force out. Always make sure that you got a good clinch to you. I mean, you just kind of stiff as a board, you know what I mean? You want to be real stiff, no loosey-goosey. I mean, like that's how you shoot one of your buddies. All right, now, so first on the menu, I mean, this here is eggnog from producers. I mean, that sounds American to me, so I'm gonna take it. It says fresh and local. You can't get no better. Support your local cows. Now, this here, you can buy on your own down at the 99-cent only store for about $1.99. Quite the deal, especially when you take into account that This is not even supposed to be on store shelves until like, you know, November. All right now, so round one, eggnog versus American-made BB gun. All right, eggnog, you've seen your last holiday season. Shots fired, shots fired. Eggnog, down. Looks like America wins that round, eggnog. Go back to the North Pole. Now that's a lot of rounds. However, you still might run out. I mean, it's possible if you're fighting against the tyranny and for freedom. I mean, you can never have enough rounds. But in case you just happen to run out, I mean, you also want to make sure that on you is a decoy. This here's your decoy. All right, now it's got an orange tip. However, if you have a Sharpie in the house, I mean, as you can see, I mean, we have already had this thing done to it. I mean, it's a cheap fix for you gun enthusiasts. Now, this thing is very lightweight. For being American-made steel, I mean, very lightweight. It's a single action, but that's mostly because it broke when I was 9. But you don't need it to work. So how it works here is if you happen to run out, you know, and then you're looking around, oh, I wish I had one more gun on me, you know, because this guy, he's coming full steam ahead like a cougar. Have you seen those videos? Them fellas wish they had a decoy. And that's this here. I mean, it's made by a name in cursive. And boy, I mean, just feels so good in your hands, especially if you have very small hands like myself. I mean, it's hard to get my hands around a Ruger. I'm not, you know, not Goliath. I'm just David with a gun. Decoy. I'm out here in the great outdoors and I need protection. Always good to have everything that you need, you know, that you're gonna need. So what I suggest is, you know, camouflage. That's right, good old-fashioned American camouflage. Now, I look just like a bear. If a bear saw me, he would be like, "What's up, buddy? I saw that you clocked in late today." You're like, "Whatever, other bear. We're not friends anymore. Unfriend you on Instaface. Let's shoot some lemons." Round two. Captain America versus a lemon. Ooh, this is yeah for you, sister. I would have thought as much. But you can't beat American. Lastly, if you at the end of your rope, you have no more, you know, like you out of ammo, you threw your decoy, your bear hat's gone. I mean, if you on your last limb, always better to have one last thing. I mean, you can hide this right down the front or back of your pants. Just be careful if it's back there and when you sit down. That'll ruin your day real quick. Let's make some lemonade. The video's over.